Right, now let's see how we get on with this. I've got a variety of colours sitting next to me there. Got these two, which Naples Red Medium and Benzimidazolone Yellow Medium. I've got the Azurite Hue, Dioxazine Purple, Violet Oxide, and Transparent Brown. But I still want to do a whole load of reds, or things with red, is what I'm thinking. So I've got some paper here, and now what did I do with that? I've got a container, one of those paper reams full of colour copy. Now that I just showed you is colour copy, but it's A3. This is the same stuff, but it's A4, as you can see. This one says 200 GSM, whereas the other one I believe is only 160 GSM. So we'll see what happens with it. So it is a teensy bit more card-like than 160 GSM, but we'll see, It'd be nice to get some nice colours, some nice reds and so forth. I've got various bits from cutting out stencils. I've got various bits here that I was using before and so I haven't actually used. I've used that, but I do love that shape. And then I had these two, which were actually together, and I just cut them apart and thought I'd have them as separates. This is part of one of these, only not one of these particular ones. And there's a piece missing, but I don't know where that is. So it's still a nice shape to use. Then there's this one, and I'm thinking when I get round to redesigning this a bit, but I might put some sort of little bits in the outside to create the idea of teeth. And I've also got up here these circles that I was making. There's this paper called Beehive that is only available, I don't know, somewhere in Brooklyn or something. And it's only available in the USA, and we can't get it here in the UK. I mean, you could order it from the USA, but it would cost more for the shipping than it would for the paper. So, on that. So I thought I'd have a go at trying to make my own. Now this one I made with white sand. You can maybe actually see the granules here, if I can get it to focus on it instead of anything in the background. I don't know if that's focusing. I can't actually tell very well. I mean, it's focusing on my nail, sort of. So let's hope it's not focusing on the background. So that's white sand. It's the kind of sand people use to embed their candles so they don't fall over when they're alight. And this is baby talc. It's the unscented variety. It's coming out quite nice there. But of course this hasn't got any paint on yet, and the point is it going to leave an impression? But the original Beehive isn't for doing that. Whereas the original Beehive is just, look at my lovely paper. Isn't it wonderful? And it is pretty wonderful. So I'm not mocking it, it's just, I wish I had it. So there's that. And then this one, which I think are going to work better for my idea. I mean, my original idea was to create something for collage. But I like the idea of taking this and adding some more glue where it's come apart. Taking this and using it to create an impression. Because I reckon this cotton wool one is definitely going to leave some sort of impression. I'm sure it is. So that would be fun. And then we've got this one, which is white flocking here, which is the first idea I had. And then arrowroot, because I found some arrowroot in the back of the cupboard, Mum's cupboard. So we've got a nice little selection of different things to try out, plus some stencils, which I've already used. This was rather good. I would have kept this. It's got some red and gold, and I think the red is actually this Quinacridone burnt orange. It's either this one or it's the Liquitex one, because they both seem to come out of pretty much the same colour. I did put where on earth have I put the tube? Here it is, right in front of me. Things are always right in front of you when you're looking for them. You can see that they've already put some on there, on the golden one, but the Liquitex don't do that. And this dark brown here means nothing. It's nothing to do with the colour. But I put some on the outside of the tube so that I could see what the colour was. And it is really close. When you put it on paper like this, I can't tell now, looking at that, whether that's that one, which is quite close, or whether it might be that one. Because I used both, so we'll have to have another go with those, won't we? What a shame. And then I've got this little item, which is obviously a different iteration of the same design. Some of these same designs. I mean, I joined these dots up, but obviously at this point they weren't joined up. Here's a big washer. Yeah. And I've got some more washers down here. Oh, and I do like this design. This is one of my favourites. I really like that with the tooth bits. Lovely, lovely. Washers. Well, that's a circle. And some washer. That's a washer. I haven't used that one yet. I like this one. I might put some more little dents in the side. It was made using the plastic tray that 2 beef burgers came in. Rather special beef burgers. Wagyu beef. Oh, I like that. And they had little dents in the bottom. And I'm thinking, I like the dents so much, I might put some more on the other sides and play with that a bit. Here's the centre of one of these. No, it's not. Here's the centre of one of these sort of things. But this, and this especially, you can see how that one's a different shape entirely. That is a failed attempt at doing the inside of a thistle flower, or doing a whole thistle flower. And the rest of it didn't come out, but one piece did. And of course, naturally, I can't find that now. It's run away somewhere, but that's the centre pom-pom from one of those. So we've got various washers, and I've done a square one as well. I don't see why the square shouldn't be allowed in. And other little designs which I may use, like that one. And just nice little shapes, some of them. This is Sydney Z. You remember when P was playing with the Sydney Z with the 2 pieces? With the 2 pieces. No. 2 pieces. And she cut hers apart. Well, these 2 are not that. These 2 are from the inside, but they're both from the inside. And I just cut it at a different size, with permission from Patricia and Mariah. I wouldn't do it without asking their permission. And here's part of the insert for... Just let me show you, it's behind me. It'd be easier to see it without these in the way. I promise I'm going to get to doing something in a minute, because I've got to lay some colour down first, though, haven't I? This is a piece out of one of these, but it's out of a bigger piece. It's that section there. But I cut these in various different sizes. And one of them, I cut a big one. So you can see that this is that one. Actually fits right inside. So it definitely came out of that one. I just saved these pieces, you see, went, oh, yes, I'll have that. Because they look like nice pieces, even though they're cut out from, popped out from the design. So there we go. Right, let's get on and actually do something. I want to do some in reds, and I want to do some with big circles, because I'm thinking about Froyle and what she was doing. I'm still thinking about Froyle. Our last live I did was thinking about what Froyle had done. She's obviously made quite an impression. So, am I going to put black down first or gold down first? This, by the way, is my reconditioned plate, which I'm a bit uncertain about because I think I left the oil on too long and it's made little indentations all over the surface, little bubbly shapes. You know how you can get bubbles underneath your mat when you put it down on your surface? Well, I got similar when I was trying to condition the plate with the oil, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's do some gold. No, let's not, because that's metallic. Let's do a nice. I haven't got much of this one left, but I've got a fresh bottle waiting in the wings. This is the Phthalo Blue. Well, it would be if I could open it. Hey, got it. And we'll have a nice little paint goober then, won't we? Lovely. Look at that. Nice little thing to play with. Lovely shape. Good. Pop that over there. Uh-oh. Perhaps I shouldn't pop it over there. I'll make sure I put it on a bit of sellotape because it appears to be coloured. On one side, still wet. Plenty, plenty. Let's do some with patterns. What else have I got? I'd like to do this one. And I've got a different size one before I added the extra holes. Got a little one of those. Little one of those. Big one of those. I don't think I can fit any more big ones in, but I could fit a bit of that in. Sure I can. Lovely. Let's see what happens with those. Now I've got an 8x10, so I should be able to get away with using my colour copy. Get the Baron. So there we are. I've got my black tissue ready because I want to put the gold on the black tissue. Or in this case, I'm going to try silver because I used the blue, didn't I? Woo! Come back. Right, silver. I'm going to use the Pabeo silver. Try and get the edges. No, I think that's as much as I'm going to get. Lovely, super-de-dope. So now I've got to dry it. What? That's okay, it's now dry. So let's try the Liquitex. I said I'd use the studio. Let's do the studio one because that's what I said I was going to do. Probably won't be such a good idea, but let's have a go. Come on, get out of the tube, thank you. let's give it a go. Black with silver and blue. Now on this tissue, I have discovered there is a very slightly more slick surface on one side. But the trouble with this is it's so thin. It's much thinner than the wet strength white tissue. So I wonder what the dog's ripping him. Oh, he'll have been given a... I can hear ripping sounds out there. He'll have been given a empty crisper bag by Daddy. Look at that, it's coming through, you see. So what I'll do, take one of these, put it on top, then I can give some pressure to it. And I'll get some silver on there, I've no doubt. Oh, only a little bit on the edge there. The rest of it's all on me. Usually the way. So let's pull this up. I might need to take another one as well. This is just silver now because there's obviously enough paint down there. Just take a draw like that. Next one. This way down. Can't always tell which way around is which. This is going to be wonky because of the way I'm trying to put it down. It's so thin it seems to distort the moment you put it on the plate. This tissue. You know, it gets wet really quick and then starts to distort if you've even begun. I'll leave that for a little while because otherwise I don't think it's going to pull anything up. No, this is not going to work. This is one of those ones that's going to have to be left. So I do have my big plate down here. Or, even better, here we go. I have my other small plate here. That I'm talking about small as 8x10. For me, as I've got a 12x14, for me the 8x10 is small. I have got a smaller. I've got a 6-inch one, 6x6 Carabao Studio. But it's not here at the moment. I must put it over there. Otherwise it's going to get dropped or battered or something. Now, I'd like a piece of Perspex for that one, but I haven't got one. So, I'm using the cutting plate, or the one I haven't used as a cutting plate. I've used as the top plate of my cutting plates for Gemini, I think, possibly. I don't use the Gemini anymore because I find that the electric one's better for people with arthritis, and I've got arthritis everywhere. But I found that the Big Shot Pro really does let you turn it quite okay. I can always do it on days when my hands are better. So, let's get this one out. So I just use the Big Shot Pro now. Doesn't need to be plugged in, doesn't need to be close enough to a socket to be plugged in. Doesn't have any of those sort of things. Of course, sometimes there'll be something that I will have to use in the Gemini and I'll just have to get the plates back. Don't want that bit. Okay. a look at the surface of that one. Now that looks bubbly because I've got those ones underneath, but that's all that is. No, it's still there, but never mind. Too late. Now then. Eep. Aztec gold. Circle. Circle with a hole, i.e. washer. Big circle. Small circle. Another. And a ragged one. Let's see. Can I get that in? I don't really want to put it inside because I want them to be individual. I think that's plenty, otherwise I'm not going to get any gold background. So we're going to take most of this off with this one. Background anyway. And which red am I going to use? I mean, I was thinking about the Quinacridones or the Naples Red Medium. I quite like that colour, Naples Red. And this is a fluid acrylic. So let's use the Baron to make sure we're getting good contact. We don't seem to be getting so much contact at the edges. That's always the problem with these, isn't it? So it's either Naples Red or Quinacridone. I did get some really lovely results with Quin and gold. Lovely. Well, that's all right. I like that. So, take these off. One. Two. 3. 4. 5. Big washer. Might need to do a big washer on a less full plate because I've got a feeling I might want one. Dryety, dryety. Am I still recording? Oh, I am good. It'd be an awful shame not to be. Still want to play with the new stuff here. But, yes. Once upon a time, there was a girl who wanted to play with art things. So she did. End of story. How can you tell if there's gold? I suppose it would show through the silver on top of what to wash my hands in between. You can never tell what's dry and what isn't. The other thing is you ought to be able to look and tell if it looks dry and remove the hair that you can see on there. Except I think the hair might have come up. No, it didn't. I can feel the devilish little thing. Ah, well, I'll end up with that on the print. It's only a bit of doggy wog. Yep, it's dry. Red. So am I going for burnt orange or naphtha red? I think I'm going for the naphtha red. It will give me greater coverage. Ah, this is a new one. Oh, it can't be a new one. I've put some on there. But I'm not great at opening these silly things. So I've got one of these grippy things from Jackson's. Yes, I've definitely used it before because it's a devil to get off. Even a devil to get out of this thing. Lovely. It's quite a dark red though. But I want it on the black, so it's got to have a bit of Ujimaflit. It's half semi-opaque. I should have gone for an opaque. Oh well. Here's another one that's going to have to go and sit over on the other side. But that's the thing, you see, if you're going for a specific effect, you have to do what that effect requires. Well, there's two sheets there, no wonder it felt odd. Yep, the red's coming through. Where's my piece of paper? I said to use a different piece of paper each time. Because I just print on the one I've just had on there. And it is just as a backing bit. You can see there's moisture because the page is curling up. Let me turn the page over and you can see that I've got red on there as well. What a surprise. What's this studio acrylic? What's it say about transparency on these? 2 stars and 2 lines. I don't know what that means. It says opaque there though, so well, the 2 stars and the 2 lines mean. Yeah. On this one says semi, Naples Red Deep. So that's similar to the one I've put on, which was Naples Red Medium. So this is medium, that's deep, but this is Amsterdam, this is golden, who knows. And then this one, and this is Carmine, as I was saying, and that for me is too pinky, so we're not going to use that one. Sorry about the little gap there, luckily it went beep at me, so I knew that it had stopped. Size limit reached. I didn't tell it to have a size limit. I got a feeling this one is going to have to go away. Or there again, maybe not. Something's coming up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm getting something. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Look at this. And I've got to do this again, only without circles touching each other. I mustn't have them touching. See here where they're touching? It was just me trying to use all the plate. I shouldn't have done that. Isn't that gorgeous? Lovely. So that's the right one to use. And that you can see that paper, this black tissue is so thin that it's torn there. Look at that. Anyway, we could do it the other way around, you know. Red circle on a gold background. In fact, let's do that. So we do the red first, which is the Naples Red Medium, because we've already got it on here. And we want those same circles again. Nice red. It's difficult to say what I mean by that. It's a nice red. It's not a pinky red. It's not a bluey red. It's not a browny red. It's a red. I do apologise for the cough. There is absolutely nothing I can do about it. I just cough. I'm going to use just those four. I want to lift that colour up so that I can put the golden red on the tissue. Sorry, it's only my perspex underneath that's moving. It's not the plate in relation to the paper, or the paper in relation to the plate. Just going to go around the edges. That'll do. That will do. Move this one. Oh dear. It's pulled a lot of that up, and so's that. Tough. Still got to dry it. Same gold. I do like this other one, this light gold, but it is light in comparison to that. That also says it's half semi-opaque, and that says it's semi-opaque. So it's the same opacity. It's just that this is a slightly, for me, slightly stronger gold. Probably got lots on here now. Let's have a look. Well, that's a good sheeting cover of almost nothing. Right, this one's going to wait, so we'll go and get the other one that we started with, and we'll see how that one's doing. So this one can wait a bit longer. There we are. I have further to go than Patricia does, so sorry about the wait. It's coming up. Thank goodness. Last little bit. Lovely. I like that. Don't you like that? I think that's lovely. Oh yes, I do like that one. Superb. So I'm standing up so I can make sure I'm showing you how lovely that one is. I do like these sort of edges. Can you see the little edgy bits? It's almost like a sort of, someone's gone around it with a pen to go, look, this is the edge of the shape. Like that. So I think I'm going to get this. And I want to put a red circle, at least one red circle, possibly 2 or 3, on that. So how am I going to do that? Let's think about that. So we want the, yeah, where'd it go, where'd it go, where'd it go? It is slid under there. We want this colour, the Naples Red Medium, and we want to make some circles to go on there. So I can make a big circle to go on there. I could just run it over the top. Could certainly do that. But I don't want to go over this piece, so what am I going to do there? Usually got fair bits of time lying around. I'll just use that, I think. There we go, just to stop it from spreading. Now then, I'm just going to put this over the top. Might be better to put that down that away. Might have used the smaller brayer, but I didn't. because I want the colour and not the absence of colour. That's a bit blotchy, I don't care. See if we can do it without doing that. This lays down much better. Now it's got that layer of paint on it. Lovely. We might do something similar. I'm thinking about this piece that I did earlier, just looking behind me. I'm thinking about this. Yes. Thinking how I might do that. Might be just easiest to just paint. Or what you could do, no, I don't know. I'm still thinking about that one. Yes, we're getting it. Well, that's quite successful. Not bad at all. I might have done better to use something like, well, the thing is it's silver and red, so it's going to look duller than it would if it was gold. I was thinking I might have done better to use something like the Quinacridone burnt orange, but never mind. We've done it now. I've still got a trace here. Well, let's do something with white paper. And let's, I'll tell you what, let's have a go with there's the white flocking ones. You can use just one white flocking, we don't have to use lots. Right, let's cut a white flocking out. White flocking is a plastic material which uses very, very finely cut pieces of white plastic, cut, you know, micron thin. Micron, not so much thin as, to a microns, a certain number of microns in length is what I'm trying to say. Because it's that stuff that feels like fur on wallpapers and on particular designs these days, and on not dolls, on cards. On a card you feel that flocking on the card. Right, now then, it's prouder that way around, so I'm going to put it that way down, but I've got to get some colour on here first. So what am I going to do? So that's the flocking one. I'd like to also use this. I use that and that, or even that and another one. Let's try the one of the arrowroot ones. If we don't try these things, we'll never find out. Arrowroot and flocking. I still think that the cotton wool ones are going to work best, but I'm going to try these two out first. So we've got that and we've got those two, and we've also already got some patterns still down here, so What shall I do with that? I think I'll use the burnt orange. Except, of course, that the red is quite close to the burnt orange. Could use the light gold. Use the light gold and see if I get anything off and then go over it with the red. Yeah, I'll try that. Very gooey. Is that the... All right, so we're using Naples Yellow Deep. I thought I'd picked up the, the gold. I didn't. We're using Naples Yellow Deep because that's the one I picked up by mistake, thinking it was gold. Of course, I should have known because Naples Yellow Deep is the one I've used most, so that's why that's the lightest. Not because it's a light gold. Silly fool. Still, you never know when you do something that's not what you intended. Sometimes it turns out really wonderful. So that's the, can't remember, and that's the white flocking. So that's the arrow, that's white flocking. I wonder what's up with him. What's up, Dada? What's up, my boy? I'm going to take this off. Oh, that's lovely. Look at the pattern. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Shall I? Yeah, go on. Take that off as well. Oh, I've got to put it somewhere. Right, let's dry this. I'm going to put the red over the top. I'm going to use the Quinacridone. And frankly, I think the Liquitex and the golden give me much the same effect. So I don't see that there's that much difference between them. No doubt someone who has been using these paints and has tried them out quite a bit and has been doing it for longer than me will be able to tell me that there is a difference. But I'm not sure for my purposes that there is. So Liquitex, heavy body, Quinacridone burnt orange, it is. Quite like the spotty effect there. Anyway, it's not what we're going for. Not really. It's starting to come off. Time to stop. Black paper, tissue. Checking which side is which. Not that I think it makes that much difference. There's people that say it doesn't. Come on, separate. Thank you. That's it. Wanted a piece for the top. Getting colour up? Not a lot. Well, that was a transparent, so semi-transparent according to this. Isn't it semi or is it? translucent. So yeah, so it probably dries really fast. It felt like it was drying fast on the blade. I can't see anything coming through there. Getting a little of that blue. I'm getting a little red where it's torn through. Or is that the black? I think it's probably the black. It might have been a mistake to use the red to pull this one. But it hasn't hurt it at all. And I've got those lovely prints. I think I should do this with a Quinacridone burnt orange, but not on the tissue, because I don't think the translucent colour will show up so well on black tissue. Might show up on white tissue. I've got white tissue just behind me, so let's have a go with that then, shall we? So I want to do something with, let's try the gold I was going to use. So it's not that, which is the Naples Yellow Deep. It's this one, the light gold. I'm going to do the light gold. So we've got a little trace of red here. We'll put the light gold on and play with some shapes. And I'm going to do what I did before, only with the gold instead of the Naples Yellow Deep. I haven't stopped recording, have I? No, good. It will stop in the end and I'll have to sew some bits together. And that one, same, and the same one again. Or I could use this one. I think I'll use that one, because pull up the gold. There you go, got the gold. Pull the shape. And the cycle. And the other circle. Back to the wafting. Well, it's just about dry. Remember, I didn't have enough last time, so I'm making sure I've got lots. And we're doing it with the white tissue. This is a reminder to me, you'll probably remember, but white tissue. Which way round is it? Yes, I put it good side facing upwards. I usually have Violet here with me. I'm thinking about her all the time. But she's off on a little trip, a road trip with her husband. She really needed a trip. She's been going through a lot lately. A lot of emotional ups and downs. And she needed it. So she's out now looking at eagles and snow. I do hope it doesn't. I hope she keeps nice and warm, basically. Hope she doesn't get cold and keeps nice and warm and dry. I don't suppose much will come up through her because it's a wet strength and it really is good. I've not had much problem with this. I could really wish that the black tissue was as good as this. But it's not. From the same place. I mean, it's nice, but oh, it tears. It tears. And it seeps colour through. I am leaving this for a while. It's going over there. I'm going to use my arm to try and get some heat through. And my other arm. Yes, don't use a Baron, use your arms. I think we'll take it over and leave it over there to dry and bring the other one back. This is what's on the other side. I mean, I've got these sheets on so I can move them around, but look at it. Now that should be quite nice if that actually pulls off okay. Just doing a recording. Oh, this is good. Oh, yes. Yes, we're getting something. Yes. Oh, this is nice. I like this. Yes. Lovely, 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 lovely. Here we get to the last bit. Move that out of the way so I can show you. Look at that. Isn't that nice? That is lovely. Beautiful. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Look at that. Look at these nice... I mean, I was worried that it was patchy, but oh, it's nice. That's going to be great for collage, isn't it? Absolutely wonderful. Soup-de-doop. Lovely. So that's a good one. So I've got, when I was doing these various iterations, this is not a finished one. This is quite a nice big one, but I wanted to attach this together. So in this one, it is attached together, but I did a smaller one of that. So I've got those two, and I've got this one where it's not attached together, and this one where it's not attached together either. And it's even smaller, that one, I think, isn't it? Yes. I mean, I need to cut that bit off because I've not used this one yet. And I do find that the edges, having too much of an edge, it's not what I want. Just going to neaten that up a bit. And this one, which is all ragged. There we go. Right, so I've got that. Can use that one. Could use that one. Could use that one. Or I could use that one and use part of it. Or I mean, I could use that part and still get my roundy. A couple more things on. Cotton wool one, yes. Where are the others? There they are. Now I've used, haven't used the talc one, and I haven't used the white sand one. So let's cut out a white sand and the talc. This one's white sand. It's really quite easy to tell the white sand one, because it really is. You can see the gritty pieces. One white sand, and one with talc. There we go. So, could use that bit. Could just use that bit like that, or that bit like that. Don't know. That might be interesting. A bit more so than that. And I think I want to cut that off a bit closer. This is a different version, this particular one, because in this one you've got the original, original design, more or less. And in this one I added loads more dots. And in this one you can see there are dots filling up all the space. I think so, something like that. I think I'll cut that edge off as well, because what it does is it creates a white space, but I don't really want a big broad white space. I'd rather have a narrower space so that you look at the design more than you do the edge. And I don't want this edge because it's wonky and it detracts from the pattern that I've made. A straighter edge is easier to ignore. The thing is, what am I going to use for colour? I could go for flame, but it's a little wishy-washy. I do love the Quinacridone, but wait a minute. What about... I was going to use that, wasn't I? So, let's leave that one out for the minute. And here's that one. Don't have to do it all over. could do the white sand later. I'm not so convinced about the white sand anyway. What was I saying? Yes, other colours. I've got violet oxide. I've got crimson burnt orange, which we've used. Transparent brown iron oxide. Dioxazine purple. Benzimidazolone. Yellow medium. Azurite hue. I'm kind of interested in the violet oxide. It was pretty opaque looking there. I think I'd need to put that down, lift a good deal of it, and then pop things back down again. Violet oxide. See, it's looking, it doesn't look violet down there. What can I use to sort of brighten it up a bit? Could do an ombre effect. Now that might be interesting. Violet oxide and gold. How about that? And try the light gold. Yay. How about that? Yes. Yes, let's have a go at that. Yes. Light gold. Across the top. And violet oxide. Gosh, I can actually open this one. Ha! I'm liking the effect though. Just going to get a big white circle there. What I'm going to do is take these off. Put it back down again. The rest. Take this one up. Now this is registration, isn't it? Giving it in the right shape. I like that. How's about that? Now that really, doing the ombre on that really did help to lift the violet oxide. I thought it was going to be quite dark looking at the colour on the tube. And it is quite dark, but with that light gold, that's really lifted it beautifully. Don't you think? I mean, you're getting a lot of reflection on the light gold. But isn't that doing a really good job lifting the violet? I think it is. It's certainly giving it more interest. Right, and we've still got a bit of pattern down here. And I think I'm going to pop these back down again. Or am I going to pop them? Yeah, I've got another print off them. Yes. Okay. Quinacridone burnt orange. Dry this. Quinacridone burnt orange should lift the rest of it. And I'll still get another print of those. And I'm going to do it with white. No, I don't think anything's come up there. No, no, it's definitely dry. I've got the right one, haven't I? Yes, Quinacridone burnt orange. You wouldn't want to put more violet down. Yes, when you're using black tissue, don't go directly over it with your brayer because you'll get things like this on it. I've got to wash that now. But going over the white tissue, you can. You don't get anything up because it's wet strength. And that means something. Right, let's have a look at these two plates. This one first. Fascinating. Let me put that down for a minute. Can you see the beautiful patterns from this? Went on there, and I think the other one was that one, or it might have been the other way around. You can see a little bit of the pattern of the stencil that was there, but that's really turned up quite nice, that one. That one's a little bit more faded. I can barely see that one, but that one's rather good. I love these sort of wrinkles from the tissue because, of course, this was made out of 2 sheets of tissue with the cotton wool in between. That's the cotton wool one, that one. Yeah, interesting. So look at the other one. Standing up to pull this one. Oh, let me get that out of the way. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? That's more goldy than the other one. This one's got a lot more of the red in it, the contrast between the red and the gold. But you can see these two thingies on there. When you look further away, you can just see that one, but it's much fainter, more like the top bit there. From this one, they're both quite prominent, plus the background's quite prominent. I did have a moment where I thought about removing that, you know, wiping it off. Perhaps I should have done that. Don't know, but it's certainly interesting. This is that round one that I like so much. And you can see that this is not the paper showing through. This is the Naples Yellow Deep remnant. I rather like that. I do really like it. I love the pattern I'm getting. I mean, I could see it through the plate before pulling it, but I love this pattern I'm getting from the double layer of tissue in these things. Actually, it was these ones, the more gold ones. So this one was not, these two were not the cotton wool ones. That's the cotton wool one that was on there, and the other one was the, I think that's the arrowroot one that was on there, and this one, that one's the flocking one, that one. So that must be that one, and this one is, I think, the arrowroot, or possibly the talc. It might have been talc. I should have written on them when I cut them out. Be able to tell where they came from. That's the cotton wool. That's the talc one. Yes, this is the talc one here, I think. Feels like it. Think so. And this is the what is this one? Uh-oh, that's a white sand. It's not that one. That was used on the other piece. Not the white sand, is it? Pass! I'm losing track of what these things are now. But I'll figure it out and I'll make a note. There we go. That's pretty good, I think. I like both of these pulls very much. This one and this one for different reasons. I like them both for different reasons. They're rather good. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.